Hello, welcome, Cabbage here. So today, let's finish the max luck of Acala, and yeah, I was hoping I was gonna finish this guy last month, but I just kept losing, so it got delayed a little bit. But we'll get it now. So very cool. We'll go to Fuse, and then let's go down here. Got a bunch of extras, and go. Alrighty. Yeah, max luck, yay. Alright, let's take a photo of that. Okay. And, yeah, Acala, he's not one of the more necessary impossible monsters, I would say. But he is fun to use. And then there are quests where he is the only one, really, that can go. I'll talk about that soon. But yeah, with the completion of Acala here, I've kind of crossed maybe the biggest hurdle that was in front of me for a very long time. So with this, I finished all of the impossible monsters from Izanami all the way through, well, Acala here. So the first two waves, I'm pretty much done. I have not done Izanagi, and that's because I am not going to. I never will. I'm just going to skip him. And then Daikokuten, they are not done, they're about a third of the way done. They're difficult, so they're going to take much more time than all the rest. But yeah, all the others I've finished. And so, yeah, in front of me, you know, there's a lot more to do. There's Daikokuten, there's Dark Muramasa, and then there's like the Zero series and the Colossal series. But those are way in the future, so I can call this a stopping point, I would say. And yeah, I've been having a lot of fun making these impossible max lucks. I didn't think they were doable. I thought I was happy with just my extreme max lucks, but I worked at Izanami and I finished Izanami, and I was like, oh, maybe I can do this. And then maybe 3 months passed, and then I started to get the rest after that. So yeah, this one took about 7 months in all. But yeah, very much looking forward to using this guy. But yeah, let's look at his stats. So this is Acala, and then his name in the Japanese version is Fudomyo, which is a lot of fun to say, and it means the immovable wisdom king. But yeah, Acala also works. Alrighty. So looking at his stats, he is a power type, and his stats overall are very good, even for a power type, I would say. His HP is tank status or above. His attack is over 30,000, and then that's with the gauge shot in there as well. And then speed is about 240, which is pretty good for a power type, I would say. That's pretty similar to Yamato Takeru. So he can get around. And then he has the double null of null gravity barrier, null damage wall. And he is the only drop monster with this double null. And he will be for a very long time. And so being a power type, his specialty is sort of a pinching in between guys. Or in between a guy and the wall. So that's what you definitely want to use him for. And his low speed kind of doesn't matter in those situations, so that's pretty cool. And then, let's see here. Next we'll look at his bump combo. It's a new bump combo, Flare, and that's like a very short range explosion. Maybe about as big as the blast bump combo. But this does much more damage, about 17,000. And that's as much as a power type's one-way laser, so that's pretty powerful. And it's also non-elemental, so it won't get any nerf against any other element. And then it also has a small chance to stun people, like a Tsukiyomi. So that's always that's a nice added benefit. And then his strike shot, he also had a new strike shot, and that's where he shoots out twin lasers, and then it rebounds, you know, left and right, or up and down, or diagonal, however you want to do that. And yeah, if you get through the boss's weak point, perfectly vertical or horizontal, that can do over 2 million damage. So that's definitely one of the stronger strike shots that, well, any character has, but certainly any drop monster has. So yeah, he is a pure attacker. He's just all damage is what he is. And so with his bump combo and his strike shot, he really kind of wants to be close to his target. The bump combo for obvious reasons, since it has very small range. And then the strike shot, it's easier to aim into the boss if you are close to the boss. If you are far away from the boss, then there's a chance that you will, like say the boss is here and then Acala is here. He can't do the vertical or the horizontal laser into the boss. So being closer to the boss would give him more chances to get in that nice hit range. And so, yeah, looking at all this together, Acala is actually a very simple character to play. When it's his turn, you want to do one of two things, and that is either pinch somewhere so you can get take advantage of his power type, or you want to just get him as close to your target as possible. So that's it, pinching or getting close to the target. And that's all you really need to do with him on his turn. And then when it's not his turn, there's no real trick to using him. If you compare him to some other impossible monsters, like Izanami, if you want to take advantage of her rebound laser, you kind of want to hit like certain angles at her. Or with Kushinada and her plasma, you ideally want to use pierce types, and then you want to, you know, kind of think out the path beforehand so you get the most out of the plasma. But with Acala, there are no tricks, and you just hit him and go, and that's very easy. So he's a very easy character to use in that sense. And then to talk about the impossibles that he is good for, he can go to all of the first wave of impossibles. So Izanami, he's got the null gravity barrier and null damage wall. Kushinada, he's got the null gravity barrier. Yamato Takeru, he's got both. Izanagi, he's got null gravity null damage wall. And then in Tsukuyomi, he has null gravity barrier. He would need a speed up there, I think. And he could go to Ashura, and maybe Bishamonten, and maybe Marishten if you tried hard enough. So he does have good viability, but he's not ideal for any of those, I would say. He might be best for Yamato Takeru. So in that sense, he is a good monster to get very early on. He would be a good first impossible monster for people. And his quest isn't super hard, so he could be a good one to go after. And then let's look at what other Max Lux he obsoletes. And it's quite a few, I gotta say. So I'm just going to look at the light and dark monsters that are bounce and have either null gravity barrier or null damage wall. So we'll just count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that's a dozen characters that he more or less obsoletes. But there are a few that still have some, advantages to them. Like Dax Ascension here has a Blast Bomb combo. If I needed a Blast Bomb combo, I could go with him. Who else? Da Vinci Ascension, if I needed a Meteor Strike shot, I could use her. Same thing here, Tiger. If I needed a Blast Bomb combo, or if I needed something better for Tsukuyomi, Tiger would be great there. And then, like Cthulhu here, if I were going to a quest with a lot of scorpions and damage walls, like a Lilith, then Cthulhu would be the better choice than Acala there. But yeah, I'm going to put all of those guys to rest so that I can get more use out of Acala. So yeah, we can see how much territory he covers. And then to talk about the team that I used to make the Max Luck of him, I used 3 Max Lucks. Oops. So I started out with Queen Butterflight. She's pretty great there. High stats, and then perfectly covers the gimmicks. And then I used Typhon Evolution, and I used him all the way through. He also perfectly covers the gimmicks, but he has a strike shot which stuns people. And this came in really handy the last 2 stages of the mission. And I might make a separate video where I show that off, but yeah, he was awesome. And then, after I finished Ashura, who is right here, whoops, no. After I finished Ashura, I used her. And actually, she was a little bit difficult to get used to because she was too powerful. The last 2 stages, I would maybe get like an irregular bound, and I would take down the image of the boss by accident with Ashura, just because she was too strong. So I had to kind of play her a little bit more conservatively than I used to. But then after I got used to her, then she became very, very good for the mission. So yeah, I gained a lot of respect for Ashura there, and yeah, she was pretty great. And then as for the drop monster, or the Hatcher monsters that I used Agnamut X. She was pretty insane there. And then I also used, well, in the beginning I used Aura Monstriker. The command strike shot was pretty useful there. But I replaced him with, not them, I replaced Monstriker with a Hakwa after I got Hakwa, and she was really, really good. She's got much better stats than Monstriker, and then the strike shot I would save for the first boss battle. There are no chances to pinch on that level, so using the becomes 4 strike shot cleared the field and did a lot of damage to the boss, which made the overall boss sequence easier. So yeah. Not a lot of characters that I used. These were all great, and I didn't use any Pierce characters. I really preferred bounce characters for Fudomyo. So yeah, that's how that looked. So yeah, again, very pleased to have this guy. He's going to have a lot of versatility. And then, yeah, he's going to be the only drop monster that'll be good for quests with both gravity barriers and damage walls. But of course, he'll be very usable in quests with just one or the other. Alrighty, well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again. Take care.